Hello and welcome to Soapbox Science November group. This is just our test run to make sure all the equipment is working properly. I am going to have a short interview with two of the members of the organizing team. I'm going to first start with Dr. Orode, who is the lead for Soapbox Science Lagos November. Dr. Orode, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Excellent. So, tell us, what do you do?
I am, by day, I'm a senior scientist in a drug discovery biotech company in the United Kingdom. What else? So that involves trying to synthesize different types of compounds that we can apply in the field of drug discovery. I particularly enjoy Soapbox Science, so public engagement, science communication. So that's why I started Soapbox Science, brought it to Lagos, Nigeria. We have the sessions in November, and we started last year. So it's really exciting. And then, yeah, I think that's about it. And a lot of other things, but for now, I think that's okay.
Okay, so then, what attracted you to STEM?
Sorry?
What attracted you to STEM?
To STEM. My mom is, I think it's more to do with where I grew up and the environment in which I grew up in. So my mom's a nurse, and when I was like 7, 8, I used to read her nursing books a lot. And then we also lived with one of her friends who is a doctor, and she had a clinic in the house. So this was in Nigeria, in Lagos. So I think I was surrounded by science, and that made, I think it just naturally, I got attracted to it, and then while studying, I did quite well in the sciences, and I think I enjoyed it as well. I enjoyed science, biology, the general science as a child in primary school. And then in secondary school, where we started to do more specific biology, chemistry, physics, and maths. I really love maths as well. So
it looks like you were destined to be in STEM.
I don't know if I was destined, but I like it.
Well, you were surrounded by it.
I enjoy it. Yeah.
And attracted to it.
Yes.
Excellent. So then, what was your first time experience? Science communication. Where was it?
My what?
Your first science communication experience. What was it and where was it?
Oh, my first science communication experience, I think it was actually, was it Soapbox Science? Well, the one I can remember just now is Soapbox Science. Yeah, Soapbox Science, that was when I really began to get active. Oh, before that, I registered as a STEM ambassador in the UK, so I would visit secondary schools, mostly to talk about what I do in the lab, to just share that with young people, really just share my passion. So I think that was my first insight into science communication, trying to be able to communicate what I was doing in a way that someone who's not an expert, young children, can understand. So that was quite exciting, and trying to figure out how to explain things using maybe pictures or different props shaped in different ways. So yeah, that was sort of like my first, those were my first encounter with science communication before I became I applied to be a Soapbox Science speaker in Brighton in 2017, and that was a whole new different ballgame, because you're just like in the middle of the streets, in the public somewhere. I have to discuss it in different ways. Yeah. I think we should ask people some questions.
Sorry, say that again?
Let's ask some other people.
Oh, yes. I'm going to the next question. Elsie is another member of the organizing team. And yes, tell us about you, about your career.
So my name is Chidebe. I currently work for a company here in Lagos. when we do medical sales rep, and I'll be always doing a volunteer STEM event again this year, and I'm participating there. So
I've lost Elsie there. I couldn't hear what her answer was. I'll come back to Elsie and I'll go to Simiat. Welcome, Simiat. Thanks for joining. How are you? I think your microphone might be on mute.
Uh, okay,
Yes,
it's
we can
now.
hear. Yes, we can hear you now. So, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, thanks for joining. I'm good, thanks. So, tell us about what you do. What do you do? Introduce yourself to us, please.
My name is Simiat Elias. I am an associate professor of physiology with the Lagos State University College of Medicine. I am a medical doctor. I teach medical students basic physiology. That's what I do.
Oh, excellent. And what attracted you to STEM?
Well, that is a long story. Way back when.
Give us a short version.
Okay, I will try. I was interested in science quite early in my education, secondary school to be sure. All I ever wanted to be was be a doctor, which is science-based. And I had some very interesting teachers of biology. And I was lucky that when I got into the university, I was given admission to study physiology, which is the basis of medicine. So I met some, again, wonderful teachers who made me understand how the body works, the body function, why the heart functions as it does, why the lungs function as it does. And these were not things that you could not see. These were actually things inside all of us and which we were able to also see, measure the functioning. Um, when you intervene, maybe if you ask somebody to stand up from a sitting position, you could easily see the effect of a change in posture on blood pressure. If you ask somebody to exercise, you could see the effect of the exercise on heart rate. So these were things that I could see, and those kind of experiments made STEM come alive for me.
Excellent.
Yes. And
Fabulous.
so after my training,
I'm sorry?
yes, I was just going to say that after my training, I felt like giving back to the next generation, hoping to get as many girls as possible into STEM. And that's why I do what I do.
Oh, fabulous. That is great. So why did you decide to be part of the Soapbox organizing team?
Well, last year I heard about the Soapbox Science for the very first time. And having read about it, I loved what they do and how they do it. It's not about science in the lab or science at a conference or workshop. It's actually taking science to the streets.
Yes.
Okay. Where people who may never have heard about science before, who may never have had any contact with scientists, could see what women in STEM were doing. So I participated as a presenter last year. And after it all, I decided to join the organizing team to contribute my own quota for this year Soapbox Science presentations.
Oh, that's fantastic, fantastic. So, in terms of science communication, where was your first experience, and what was your first experience of science communication?
Well, science communication. If we're talking core science, talking about what we do in the lab, if it's within, I mean, I've had experience of science communication before, but the difference in what I got from Soapbox Science is that I have to break down what I'm talking about, what I'm working on, to people who had little or no idea about what I was talking about. So
Absolutely.
for me, that was different. But science communication I presented everywhere, all through my training and all that. But that is just, different from what Soapbox Science offers. So Soapbox Science actually, meeting the team last year and participating was an eye opener for me.
Oh wow, thank you. Thanks. So so now you've joined the organizing committee. What has your experience been so far?
I would say it's been very interesting, very illuminating. Had different roles, working on logistics, working on organizing the ladies who will be presenting this year. And interestingly, this is a different year, I am sure, for even the most experienced box
Yes,
science lady,
yes,
because now we're having to do everything different.
absolutely. Yeah.
Whereas before we were going to the streets, now we have to do it online. So it's really been a different thing. I've learned new things and really having a fun time.
So what would you say to those who are participating this year?
Well, I'll tell them they're in the best place that they can think of with regards to their science communication. Um, they should just be themselves, practice before the day. Like I said, this is a different thing. So practice, learn to break down your science, because sometimes, because of the passion for what you're doing, you just want to use all the jargons. But this is soapbox science. You want to break it down for the people who may not be in your field, but with practice and re-practice, I'm sure they will be giving their best. I have every confidence in all the 12 ladies that are participating.
Thank you. Thank you. So why do you think soapbox science is important?
I think so.
Convince me to be a presenter for next year.
Okay, Flora. So, soapbox science is what you want to do. It is not about all your gadgets in the lab or in your lecture theaters and all that. It's just you and the people sharing your passion, making them understand that being a woman does not limit you from your love for STEM, making them see how what women are doing, contributing through STEM to improving the lives of human beings. So, and then of course, you're going to meet people who are going to ask you questions. Some of the questions will be eye openers into further work that you can do. Some of them would sound like, oh, why is this person asking me this? But then when you stop, you say, wait a minute, this, I can actually think about doing that next time I go in the lab. So, soapbox science is where you want to be, Flora.
Okay. Yeah, you're almost convincing me, so I'll think about it.
Yes,
Thank you very much, Simiat. Thank you for
you're
that.
welcome.
And with that,
That
we
we
conclude.
conclude.
Yes?
Yes.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone,
everyone,
for
for
your
your
time.
time.
So I'd just like to add for anyone
We
who
are
We are
still
still
live.
live.
yes. So this is it was just a test run for us to try out the equipment and things like that. So the aim of Soapbox Science is to bring science to the public, for people who wouldn't, naturally encounter science, to have the opportunity to encounter it and to get to meet some of the leading female Nigerian researchers in science, technology, engineering, maths, and medicine. So the event is going to run from the 5th of November right up to the 8th of November. So we'll be hearing different topics presented in different ways. So it's worth you even having your children, your friends, family members join us. You can see on the screen. You can follow the different social media pages so that you're kept up to date with different developments. The speakers have been practicing since August. So we're very excited. It's going to be an online event. It's going to be streamed live on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Twitter. So that's what Soapbox Science is, bringing science to the public. We're going to be hearing from different topics. There's a topic about how safe is your beauty salon. So that's one of the topics. From farm to table, one of the topics to look out for. Contaminated lands, and how a land that is contaminated by different sort of, I won't give it away, different sort of wonderful things, and how when you throw things away, chemicals away, you can actually potentially be eating those chemicals when they harvest food. So we're going to be hearing from a wide range of speakers. I'm very excited to be able to network with all these leading female STEM researchers in Nigeria, and I hope that you'll be able to join us. We'll be able to share you can meet some of them already. You can hear about their titles on our Twitter pages, on our Instagram pages as well, and on Facebook. We're very active on social media. So if you search at Soapbox Lagos, you should be able to find us. I'd just like to say thank you for sticking with us for this test session, and we'd love to hear your feedback. So you can always email soapboxsciencelagos@gmail.com. Thank you, Flora. Thank you, Simiat. Finishing now.
Excellent.
Thank you.